All righty then. Perfect. We are now recording, and I'm super excited to share with you some great tips and tricks for your gardening, but not just things for your garden. So we'll also be doing some things to keep pests out, and I've got some recipes for that and some ways to help you as you get sore muscles and whatnot in your garden, or from gardening in your garden. So I don't know about you. I wanted to know, have you already started? Give me a thumbs up if you've already started your gardening. A thumbs down if you just haven't even gotten to it yet. Thumbs up if you've gotten to your gardening already. Okay, we got 1, 2, okay. Katie, have you been gardening at all? You've been helping? Nope, okay, good. I know Deb has.
A little bit.
Well, this will get you started. This will get you excited about it. I don't know, wherever you are in your knowledge about gardening, I'll give you some basic things that apply to everyone during whatever stage you are in your gardening journey. So things like weeds, pests, and bad harvests, that happens every year. In this class, I'm going to teach you some things to tackle the harvest so that you get the best one you've ever had. You got it? You'll have tricks up your sleeves, and it'll help you succeed from the day the seed goes in the ground until the day that you harvest it. Did you know that using essential oils, not only you can use them on your body and in your home, but you can also use them in your garden? So I imagine you knew that, because that's why I'm talking about it, right? Let's see here. This will keep your garden organic, and it will keep your garden without any of the harsh chemicals that literally get absorbed from the soil into your vegetables. So it's definitely the way that I choose to garden. I love, love, love that my husband lets me try to at least try first to get rid of the things. The one that we didn't have luck with were our squash plants and that little worm that comes in. And so if you ever come across a recipe for those, you let me know. It just eats off the squash at the stem, and then you're left with a squash that can't grow anymore. So I am not the smartest person in this class by any means. I'm just the one that pulled a few things together and is ready to talk about it. So if I can learn from you, that makes me super excited too. All right, so my welcome. Ooh, let's see here. I was kind of going fast. I think I need to, hold on. There we go. Okay. So what are essential oils? I'm just going to go through that really quick because I think that we all know it, but just to be reminded, it's the actual part of the plant that helps with the immune system of the plant. It helps fight off disease. It helps fight off fungus. It helps bring all the oxygen and all of the chloroplasts and everything to the plants where it needs to go. And those chemical compounds, what it does in the plant, it can do in our bodies as well. So it's pretty fabulous the way God made our cells and plant cells so similar that they literally will accept each other. So my body will accept something plant-based quicker and absorb it quicker than it would something that is synthetically based. So essential oils are pretty they're pretty awesome, for lack of a better word, but I feel like they're really powerful. They are just something that I really choose to use in my own body as well as in my garden. Okay, so, okay, because of this next slide, this is why I trust Young Living's oils more than anybody else. I'm telling you, I just went to Walmart and the oils section of Walmart was nearly sold out. And those are cheap, yucky, synthetic, like very, very low quality oils. And so people are buying them. Don't let your friends buy those oils. No, you have something better. They'll get a better experience. They will get more bang for their money if they use a quality essential oil. And Young Living has the seed to seal promise. And that means that they literally are the ones that go through and they pick out only the best seeds, and they cultivate the ground, and then they put their seeds in there, and they watch the plant grow, and they feed it, and they harvest it at the right times, and then they chop it down at the right time, and then they handle it and bring it straight to a distillery that's on site instead of driving it miles and miles away. And they hand weed their farms. Did you know that it would cost $60 to use chemicals to weed a lavender farm, but instead Young Living spends $12,000 to pay people to go in there with hose and hand pick out those weeds. And when you go on a trip and Young Living sends you on a trip to the lavender farm, you're supposed to bring your boots, you're supposed to bring your gloves, because they put you in there and you get to do some of that. You get to plant it, you get to harvest it, help harvest it, you get to watch them actually cook it, and then you get to watch them actually turn the knob and get the oil out and put it in a bottle, and then they're the ones that seal it. So that's where you get seed to seal. So let's see here. So you don't have to worry about, I feel like you have to do a lot of research to find a good company, but once you found one, then you can pretty much trust them. So I love that I can trust Young Living when it comes to my essential oils. If you want more information about that, you can find it at www.seedtoseal.com. They give you they take you through the whole process with all kinds of facts and figures. So it's www.seedtoseal.com. Seedtoseal.com. All right, guys, we're ready. We're ready to tackle the outdoors. Bugs. Bugs are everywhere. They're everywhere. And they can ruin your garden. They can ruin your plants. They can ruin your lettuce. They can ruin everything that you've been working so hard to create. They eat your plants before you get to eat your plants. It's not fair. They can also eat you when you're outside in the garden, and that can dampen your days. So you could use insecticides or sprays made from harsh chemicals, but certainly at a cost to you and your environment. They can lead to bioaccumulation of toxins in your body and even toxins in your plants. And those toxins are linked to chronic illness and disease. Everybody say, yuck. Yeah, yikes. Fortunately, Young Living released an insect repellent that's been tested to repel mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas, and they use 100% naturally derived plant-based ingredients, pure sesame oil, and then carefully selected blends of essential oils that are used for bug repellents. They make it all together to make up 99% of the active ingredients in the formula. The other 1% you might be wondering about is vitamin E. So it helps your skin. So this means that you can use it on your little ones without worrying about the synthetic chemicals that many traditional repellents have. You'll also love the smell. It is so yummy. And so that is what I'm giving away. I didn't bring it, but it's a little bottle and it says Repel on it. I take the big bottle and I put it into a roller bottle that you can roll on your skin. Here's a really cool thing about it, is that because your oils are able to go through and hit every cell within 30 minutes, all you have to do is put a little bit on your wrists, and I put a little bit on my ankles and maybe around the back of my neck. And it actually, within 30 minutes, every cell of your body will have those constituents of the essential oils. So you don't have to slather it on. You don't have, oh, somebody is trying to come in. Let's see here. You don't have to slather it on. Stacy Everett is coming in. Is that your friend, Ann?
Yes, that's my friend, my neighbor.
All right. Stacy, it's good to have you. Good to have you, Stacy. Let me see if she's gotten on here. It says no video, and I don't see any sound, so she might be having some troubles. Now she has sound, but maybe no video. Maybe she just turned her video off. Stacy, it's good to have you. You came at just the right time. I was just talking about how awesome the Young Living's essential oil bug repellent is. And so literally you just put a teeny bit on your wrist and then within 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, it's hit every cell in your whole body. So first of all, it's an actual essential oil, but it's got sesame seed oil, so it's already diluted, so you can use it on your kids. 99% of it is either sesame seed oil or essential oils, and then that 1% is vitamin E, so you can use it on your little ones. It's really healthy for your skin. But that is to help get rid of pets. Now, pests. So that would be like your garden pests. That would be like, it's funny because I think I was talking about, hold on a minute, tackle the outdoors. Okay, good. So there's a DIY recipe on here, the outdoor spray. If you're a DIYer and you have some of those oils, then by all means, go ahead and take a picture of this screen if you want to. The other thing I was going to tell you is that I will be sending you every one of these recipes. So don't stress about writing it all down feverishly. I will send you each of these recipes just for coming to this class, all right? So, bugs, I have this wonderful spray that I made. It's called Plant Magic. That's what I call it. And I spray this on my plants because I don't know why, but my tomato plants, it seems to me that they attract mosquitoes. And I don't know what that is, but every time I go in there to harvest my tomatoes, I'm like, ugh. So I spray this on them. And I call it Plant Magic, but it's this outdoor spray. So I had witch hazel, I have thieves, lemon, rosemary, and citronella in there. 20 drops of each in my 4-ounce glass spray bottle. So you want to shake it before you use it because sometimes the oil separate from the water, and so then you just spray it right there. And I'll be honest, I also spray it on myself. That's kind of the fun of it all, right? It's multi-purpose. There you go. All right, let's see here. Now let's talk a little bit about pets. Pets in your garden. Now, I have a dog. Tell me, how many pets do you have? Give me a thumbs up or a finger up if you got 1, 2, 3. Here we got 1 pet, 2 pets, 3 pets. All right, so I'm thinking that I only did research on dogs and cats because I feel like that's what most of us have. Now, somebody brought up, what about possums? And what about some of these other raccoons and bunnies? Oh my goodness, I should have researched bunnies because we get all kinds of bunnies eating our lettuce. It's sad. But we love pets. We just don't love them getting into our gardens. So as much as we love them, let's face it, they can make quite a mess in your garden. So a simple and safe way to encourage them to stay away is by using scents. Dogs and cats have a strong sense of smell, super, super strong. Did you know dogs dislike black pepper and cats dislike rosemary? Remember, I've got rosemary in this little spray. I don't have black pepper in there, but they'll choose to stay away from any areas that smell like that. So those essential oils exist. Yep. I put 5 to 10 drops of essential oils in a pan of water, and then you make sure, kind of use a whisk to make sure all the oils have gotten in there. And then take an old washcloth or scraps of clothing, tear them into long, skinny strips, soak them in the water for about 30 minutes to absorb all the oils, then dry them out, and then tie them around stakes or plants to keep the animals away. Isn't that awesome? So they'll just stay away. So that's kind of a little trick I got there. You can see here all the information. So you put in, it's got everything that I just said, put it in your strips of water. Good. Let's see. Oh, I thought my own pet was getting into my food, but it's somebody else in the kitchen. All right, so now there's the unwanted growth, and we're talking about weeds, right? You can spend so many hours of your time on weeds. Summer is short enough. Let's not spend that unnecessary time dealing with weed overgrowth. Besides, I can't pay my kids enough. They don't seem to want to do it. Whenever I ask them, I'm like, hey, will you just weed for me? They're like, no. I was like, how about a nickel a weed? I mean, that's not going to get it, or I'll go broke. So if you're trying to get rid of unwanted plant growth that doesn't involve harmful chemicals that are linked to many neurological, hormone, and overall health imbalances, I'm not joking, know that there's some safer alternatives. Weeds hate cinnamon. So try this. Can you believe it? Weeds hate cinnamon. Add 25 to 50 drops of cinnamon bark to 4 ounces of distilled water. Top it off and then shake it and spray it at the weeds. Douse the roots and leaves as needed. Sometimes unwanted friends grow on your pets, on your beloved plants, not your pets. They do grow on your pets too. I'm thinking about funguses. Okay, that was my little segue into funguses. Uh-oh. Phone call. All right. So fungus can cause poor growth and it can cause plant death. A fungus will block the pores on your plant, so then it can't actually breathe and it kind of chokes it to death. It also can steal vital nutrients from your plants, which significantly decrease the amount of your harvest, right? So we don't want that. So there is a plant love spray. You see that? It's tea tree, peppermint, citronella, and 4 ounces of distilled water. You mix it together. Now, I'm seeing a theme here. You're going to want to get on Amazon, and you're going to want to get some 4-ounce bottles, glass bottles, because if you're putting lemon in them, lemon will disintegrate the plastics, especially if they're a non-quality plastic. So I always use either amber color or I use like this blue cobalt color. I just get them off of Amazon. So yeah, I will also say that these, I don't know about these ones. You can buy screw tops that will screw onto an old oil bottle. So, you know, we get all those oil bottles. Once you've used up your oil bottle, what do you do with it? Well, you can repurpose it. And but just know that it's only half of an ounce, the 15 milliliter. So you'd really want to cut down your recipe. But let's keep going. So the plant love spray, you see how to do that? So you want to put that on your plants just whenever you're watering. Another tip is not to water during the day when the sun is at its best, because it'll actually burn. It'll be magnified through the water droplets, and it can burn the leaves, and it can be terrible for your plants. So in the same way, when you're applying one of these, you'll want to do it maybe in the morning or in the evening, or on a day like today. I don't know if you can see, but it has been raining in Kentucky. It is out there. I didn't have to water today, did I? All right. Did you know, this is so fun, did you know that there's a thing called companion plants? So a companion plant is a plant that you can plant next to another plant, and it'll grow better, stronger, because of the way that it uses the nutrients in the soil. But if you don't have those plants planted next to each other, well, don't worry about it. You can actually use essential oils. You can use essential oils, and you can spray that plant onto your plants. So for instance, if you had green beans, you could spray lavender or basil on them, and they would just love it. Broccoli does well with basil and thyme. Carrots with sage, same with cucumbers. And onions love German chamomile. Tomatoes and potatoes love basil, and potatoes love sage as well. How cool is that? So you just put whatever that essential oil is, whichever one you choose, again, into a 4-ounce bottle, and then you shake it up and spray it on there. Companion plants. Super fun. All righty, we're moving on. Next is pollinator spray, the pollinator party, okay? You ready for this? My little guy's in 3rd grade, and he was learning all about pollinators. So, you know, I just hate it for these poor bees, these murder bees that are coming and eating the heads off of bumblebees. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the bees that we want to have, there's these murder bees that are coming out, and they say they're from China. Anyways, but I'm from Washington State, and it was first discovered in Blaine, Washington, which is just north of where my parents live, and it's pretty kind of a scary thing. So they literally have people working full-time trying to capture these murder bees so they won't go and murder all of our bees. So we want to keep the bees around, right? We do. We want them to pollinate. Did you know some plants actually self-pollinate? Fruits like peppers, they can stand alone and they can produce their own fruit. But most plants, well, most of them need a cross-pollination between male and female plants. So who helps with that? The pollinators. So you want to draw them to your garden. And one of the ways that you can do that, drawing bees and butterflies, you can do that by creating this pollinator spray. Pollinators are attracted to the smell of flowers. And luckily, some of our wonderful essential oils are from flowers. So convenient, huh? So you can create a spray using essential oils to spritz on your flowering buds of your garden to encourage pollinators to come in and get the job done for you. So you just put 6 to 8 drops of lavender, 6 to 8 drops of orange into the distilled water. And to be honest, okay, I always say distilled water, but honestly, it's going on your plants. So I don't mind to use tap water. My tap water is pretty good. We do get the reverse osmosis sometimes, but anyhow, so man, I always wanted one of those Berkeys. I haven't gotten one of those, but anyhow, so there's the pollinator spray. All right, now, since we've got healthy plants, because we've gotten all the bugs away, and then we've added the pollinators to the party, now you finally get to harvest. I can't wait. It is so fun. I love eating vegetables every night for dinner from our garden. It is just so fun. Matter of fact, we tend to have too much, and so we have neighbors. So we have lots of peppers, they have lots of tomatoes, or maybe it's vice versa, I can't even remember, but we kind of flip-flop and we switch with each other. So if you have good neighbors, see if you can swap crops. Or maybe even in this group, if you live even close enough, you could swap crops together. So tending to the harvest. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, that wasn't very good. But harvest season is so fun. I tease my husband because he's always out there watering and weeding, and then he's up there harvesting, and I call it my girlfriend. I'm like, are you out there with your girlfriend? Not my girlfriend, his girlfriend. I said, are you out there with your girlfriend? Because he spends more time out there than he does me sometimes. Anyhow, so you get to pluck your delicious fruit and food from the earth and eat it to your heart's content. But like me, you find that the fresh produce can go bad quickly, even faster than you can eat it. And that's because bacteria, it rests on your fruit and your plants and your veggies. Without the support of the actual plant, the fruits and veggies break down and they grow nasty spots on them. So it's so important that once you get your fruit home from the grocery store or out of your backyard, that you wash it. So you want to wash it. You can see this big container over here. There's a big container of Thieves Fruit and Veggie Wash. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and go hashtag Thieves Fruits and Veggie Soak, and you will see before and after pictures that will blow your mind. You will see people have dipped a head of broccoli, half of it in the veggie soak, and half of it they washed with water. And when they show it to you, it's like bright green and yummy, and then it's like waxy and white coated. It's so crazy. And same with apples. Lots of those fruits that are shiny that you can see at a grocery store, and they're all shiny. It's because they literally spray them with the wax so that they can make it through from the farm on the truck and then to the grocery store onto the shelves. I mean, man, I know that it was at Trader Joe's. I think it was Trader Joe's that used to have lots and lots of produce, but people would complain because it would go bad so quickly. Well, it's because they didn't have all of these icky things on there. And but unfortunately, I've gone to Trader Joe's and they seem to have the shiny apples again. So I think for bottom dollar, they needed to do that. Anyhow, so you want to make your very own produce soak. If you don't have Thieves essential oil or Thieves fruit and veggie, you could make your own. You just put several drops of Thieves and several drops of lemon into a gallon bucket or whatever you're going to soak your veggies in. Now, that's not the same recipe as the fruit and veggie wash. They have I believe they have dyes in there, and they have a couple other oils in there. And it doesn't make your things taste any different. That's what I was worried about is, okay, I'm gonna spray it with all this stuff and then it's all gonna taste like thieves, right? As long as you don't use too much. There's also a little spray. You see the little spray down there? That's nice. So the soak is more for like a whole batch, but if I'm just eating an apple, I wanna spray it 3 or 4 times and then rub it and then let it sit for about a minute and then I wash it with water. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's a fun one. Anyone ever notice once you bring in that produce that there's these pesky winged little bugs that start flying around, those little gnats? They just magically appear. And so here's a diffuser recipe. It's called the Don't Bother Me diffuser recipe. And you put that in your diffuser and it'll help keep, well, it'll help keep you sane, right? Because you won't be watching all those little guys running around and ugh. Who wants that? Let's see here. So then the last tip that I have for keeping your harvest fresher for longer is to clean your storage containers. You know that there's lots of bacteria that can get in those, so you want to clean those. And one of the greatest ways that you can clean them is using the Thieves dish soap. And you can just go ahead and wash it down just like you would with any other normal soap. Now let me tell you a little thing about the Thieves dish soap. So you see that right there. I don't remember how many ounces it is, but what I do is I take the one that I just bought and I divide it into three little squeeze bottles, and then I fill it up with water. So you could literally, it's condensed, and so to water it down to the right consistency, you literally fill it up 1/3 of the soap and the 2/3 water. So that's a little hack. Don't use it straight. No, you don't have to. It's a concentrate, and so it's very condensed, and so you could actually get 3 bottles of dish soap out of that 1 bottle. I really probably should have grabbed them just to show you what I mean. Everybody get what I'm talking about? Okay, good, perfect. All right. Good, you got a thumbs up there for me, thanks. Okay, and then I know that Deb has been doing a little bit of canning. Uh-oh, go back here a little ways. I'm gonna go back. Deb has been doing a little bit of canning, and so I wanted to take you to the canning screen. There it is, okay. Did you know that Young Living has a whole line of oils? They're those white labeled oils, and they are called Vitality. And the reason why I really wanted to mention those when we talk about canning is because if you've ever made your own spaghetti sauce, you know that you need to use a ton of dried oregano, right? I mean, if you want it to taste so good, you're gonna want a ton of dried oregano in there, and that costs a lot of money. I mean, if you want organic dried oregano, it adds up really, really fast. And so instead, we talked about how Young Living has the essential oils that are the Vitality line. They have an actual oregano Vitality, and for a large pot of spaghetti sauce, I just use 2 or 3 drops of oregano because it is so concentrate. You know, they've got sage, they've got basil, they've got, I mean, even lavender and lemon and the citrus oils, they've got all that. So you're saving money and you're using a high quality ingredient because, did I remember to tell you that they're all non-GMO certified. So try to get that at your grocery store. That's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. All right, so then our next one is for the love of the gardener. All right, so this is for you because you have worked hard in your garden. I don't know about you, but my low back kind of hurts, and then my shoulders, I think it's a lot of this and bending over and reaching down and pulling those weeds. My low back and my neck and my shoulders always hurt. And so what I love to do is use Deep Relief Roll-On. You can kind of see it down there in the tray. And that is actually free this month. If you order a certain amount, you can get Deep Relief. And that is awesome. It just literally, it kind of feels the menthol feel that kind of cools you down, but then it also helps soothe your muscles and gets oxygen to those muscles as well. Sometimes you scrape your fingers or you get bit by bugs. And so Young Living has got you covered even there to take care of yourself. You see the DIY soothing stick. It's got lavender, purification, and peppermint. It is awesome. You put that into a roller, a 10 milliliter roller. You top it off with your carrier oil. It is going to help you. It helps soothe. I got a little bit of a sunburn the other day. And so putting a little bit of lavender on a sunburn has really been fabulous for me. Let's see. So that's loving your skin. That's loving your muscles. And so I particularly picked oils that are, many of them are in the starter kit. And because I figured that most of you have the starter kit, it's what most people start off with because it has the best bang for your buck. The premium starter kit right now, until the end of this month, if you order the premium starter kit, the Thieves Cleaning one, or the Ningxia Red, or the Oils one, you will get a free foaming luscious, it's called Luscious Lemon Hand Soap, and it smells so good. It smells so good, so clean. My whole bathroom smells of it when I use it whenever I'm washing. But anyway, so the essential oils, the starter kit is $165, but you get over $400 worth of oils and things. So they give you this Thieves hand sanitizer, a Thieves spray. That's different than the Thieves veggie and fruit wash. I spray my mask these days. I spray it with that Thieves spray. I use the hand sanitizer. I have it in my purse. It comes with a diffuser, and that's my favorite diffuser that I put on there. That's the Desert Mist diffuser. And so you get all 12 of these oils and all these goodies and the membership and a Luscious Lemon hand soap. And then if you actually put it as your essential rewards, if you sign up for essential rewards, and you can choose to make the starter kit your first essential rewards order, then you would also get a longevity oil. They give you a free oil with a 100 PV purchase, which that would include. Now, if you are already oily and you already have the starter kit, that was the other reason why I used a lot of those oils, as you saw, that are in there, because I figured you already had them. And I'm not here to get you to buy a ton of things. I want to help you use the things that you already have. And but if you are going to order any of these things, like for instance the insect repellent, which is amazing, any of the fruit and veggie washes and all that, the smartest way to do it is through essential rewards. So your essential rewards, you can only do it one time a month. They want to kind of streamline all of your purchases into one time a month, and they give you points back for that one time a month. So however many product value points that you put in your cart, that's how many points you get back for future purchases. And they also, your third month, they give you a loyalty gift. They give you discounted shipping, lots of freebies. Like I said, you'd get a free oil this month, and you have access then to some really cool bundles for Ningxia Red and Thieves, all the Thieves products. So anyhow, so essential rewards is the smartest way to go if you are planning on making some of these DIYs and you don't have any, some of these things. Like for instance, that Purification, man, it smells good. I put it on a cotton ball and stick it in my little boy's shoes. And it kind of takes out that yucky smell, the little boy smell, you know what I'm talking about? Even today when I was steam mopping my floors, I put in a little bit of Purification. I have the Thieves Cleaner. That's another thing you really want to be sure that you have around, is Thieves Cleaner. It's concentrate. But I also put in some Purification. That was one of my favorites. And besides that, I feel like that's really all. That's all that I have to say. You guys know that I will open it up then for, I'm going to unmute you all. If you want to stay muted, you go ahead and mute yourself. But I am unmuting everybody to see if you had any questions for me. I may not have the answer, but I probably could find the answer, right?
Have you tried any of that on roses? The bug stuff?
Yes, so I have one rose bush, that's it. And I have not sprayed it on there because it's doing so well right now. But I don't mind to test that out for you, Lisa. That's a great idea. Do you find that roses are a little bit more finicky about things?
Yes, yes. Hmm.
And then you have the aphids that climb all over those, huh? Ugh.
Yes. Uh-huh. So I'd like to keep my rose pretty.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I do know that if you needed a pollinator, the pollinator party would do a really great job for the roses. However, I have not done the pest spray. I do the plant magic on most of all. What do you got there, Ann? Your purification.
Purification.
Good. Is it open or is it
Showing
closed?
my daughter.
I think it smells great. It has citronella in it. So
Oh
in
yeah,
a
I can
pinch,
smell it. And lavender, right?
yep, you could use the purification as a bug
Or
repellent as well.
lemongrass. Lemongrass.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fresh. Don't you think it smells good?
Mhm.
Like when
Mm-hmm.
I'm cleaning, I like to put that in my diffuser. Oh, if I don't have time to clean, I just put 4 or 5 drops of purification in my diffuser, and it smells like I clean.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
I've been known to do that before, you know.
Well, I have dogs, and well, I have one dog, but it's a beagle, and he smells.
Oh, bless him. Bless him.
So this will be great.
Awesome. You know what I didn't say is when we have, whenever I'm putting on my repel, I take my hands, whatever's left over, and I pet my dog underneath and on her
Oh,
legs because
okay.
it repels mosquitoes, it repels ticks, and it repels fleas.
Oh, gracious. Oh, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Because my beagle is so sensitive, and you try to touch him or get something off of him, and he just, goes into a panic, and he'll bite you if it gets to that.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so you don't want to have to try to get a tick. That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of those, I'm going to stop the recording so that I can say this without anybody else knowing about it. Hold on one second. What did it say? I can stop sharing. I'll stop sharing real quick just so I can see where there it is. Okay. So I'm going to stop recording.